everyone, welcome back to another video. As you can tell by the title of this video, this is going to be an updated what's on my phone. I apologize about like my awkward hands right here, but I don't know, my camera's been really weird lately with my lights and it's just picking up like really weird colors, and I feel like if I don't have my hands in the frame it gets like really like white and the color just doesn't work for filming, so I apologize about my awkward hands right here. But anyways, if you have been watching my previous videos or following me on Instagram, you would have known that I did get a new phone, and the new phone that I got is the iPhone XS Max. It is one of their newer phones. I don't think it is the newest phone. I think the newest phone that Apple came out with is the iPhone XR. But I did hear from doing some research that that is a late release. The XR was actually supposed to come out with like the X and the 8, I'm pretty sure. So either way, this phone that I did get is one of the newer iPhones. And so far I have been loving it. I'm so happy that I upgraded. It was so expensive, but honestly, I think it was worth it because I'm so happy with this phone. So yeah, because I did get a new phone, I thought I would do an update of what's on my phone. And of course, I will be doing a phone case haul. I'm just waiting for a couple more phone cases to get to me, but that video will be coming, so stay tuned for that. So yeah, in this video, of course, I'm gonna be going over everything that I have on my phone, but I'm just also gonna be going over like everything that came with my phone when I bought it, because I did not buy it from my phone carrier. I bought it from the Apple website. So I'll just go over everything that I got in there. And then I also want to go over a couple points, I guess a couple of controversial points, I guess you could say, dealing with this phone. And I want to give my own thoughts and opinions on that. So yeah, with all that being said, I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. So if you would like to see what is on my new phone, then just keep on watching. All right, so like I said, this is the iPhone XS Max. I got it off of Apple's website. So everything that I got in the packaging with my phone is obviously the phone, and I also got like the little like charging cube and the charging cord, and I also got headphones. Now, if you do know with the newer iPhones, they do not have a headphone jack. So I know that Apple has like those Bluetooth headphones. I'm sure other companies are starting to come out with those as well. So you can get those, or I know I did see on Amazon, you can get little adapters that like plug into the charging port on your phone, and then it can like, it has like a headphone adapter connected to it. Or there is another option, which is the option that I got with my phone. It was just like regular headphones, except with the little headphone jack. It has an adapter to charge, or to plug into the charging port on the phone. So that was really nice. That really made me happy buying my phone through Apple, because that was one less thing that I had to buy. So yeah, that's everything that I got with my phone. I was gonna do kind of an unboxing for this video, but if you don't know by now, I'm a failure as a YouTuber, so that's not what we're gonna be doing today. But yeah, so yeah, that's everything that I got in the packaging with my phone. Real quick, before we get into what is on my phone, I just wanna show you the phone case that I have for my phone right now, and it is this phone case right here. So you get a little sneak peek of my phone case shopping haul that should be coming shortly, at least I hope so, whenever those other phone cases get to me. But if you do recognize this phone case, I did have this same exact phone case for my previous phone, except my previous phone case was in like a gold color, and then this one is like in a light pink color, and it is like a metallic finish. I wouldn't say it feels metallic necessarily. I think it's more of just like a silicone material, but it does have that like shiny appearance that you would get with a metallic case. They do also have like non-metallic looking phone cases of this type with the 3D hearts, as you can see. I just absolutely loved this phone case with my previous phone, so I really wanted to get it for this phone. I was gonna get the gold one for this phone, but I just kind of changed my mind last minute. I really wanted to go with this light pink color. So this is the phone case that I have on my phone currently, and this is what my lock screen looks like. Down here I have a camera and a flashlight shortcut, and then you can also see like the Wi-Fi and battery up here in your connection, and then of course the time and day. I'm gonna like zoom in and pick my phone up so it's easier to see, but I kind of just want to show you like the overall of what I have on my phone right now. So one of the new things with these newer iPhones is the Face ID. That I I wasn't exactly sure on how I felt about the Face ID. I think I heard from some people that it didn't really work that great and it was kind of a pain, so I didn't really know how I felt about it. But obviously I have it set up on this phone and I love it. Like you can get into your phone so much faster, and I would say 99% of the time it works for me. I think the only time it hasn't really worked for me is if I'm like in a dark room. It's obviously not going to pick up my face. But I think that's honestly only happened to me like once or twice. And then there has been other times where, like, let's say I wake up in the morning and with like daylight savings time, sometimes when I wake up early in the morning it's still dark out. Sometimes it still will read my face. So I would say the Face ID works pretty good. So yeah, you can just pick it up, and there is a little lock up here, as you can see. So when you know, your phone picks up your Face ID, it'll kind of like unlock, if that makes any sense. Or you can just like swipe up from right here. It will take you to your passcode. So let's go ahead and get into my phone and I will show you my home screen. Alright, so here is what my phone screen looks like. Like I said, I will zoom in. I just want to show you like the overall of what everything looks like. Oh, and of course with these phones, they do have like the full screen, obviously. This is cut off at the top with like the camera and the speaker. Me personally, that does not bug me. Since having my phone, I have watched videos on it and stuff like that. And I have it like obviously turned my phone and made it full screen. And like this part does not bug me. I know I have like heard from just doing research on these phones when I was thinking about getting a new phone. A lot of people were complaining about that, how that kind of gets in the way. I don't think it gets in the way. I honestly don't even notice it. So I guess that's just going to be like a personal preference sort of thing. But yeah, for me, that does not bother me. But it is really nice to kind of have like a full screen. And I basically have everything set up the way that I had it set up on my iPhone 6S. I can't remember the last time I did a what's on my phone for my iPhone 6S. I'm pretty sure I have for every single phone that I've owned. So anyways, how I have everything is I kind of have all of my like communication apps down here along with my settings. So I have FaceTime, my messages, and my phone. And then I have various folders up here. That's just how I like to organize things. So yeah, I have those folders, which we will go into all of those, how I organize my apps, what apps I have on my phone and stuff like that. We also have the time up here, and then again, the battery, Wi-Fi connection, and all that sort of stuff. So this is the home screen, my main home screen. If you were to swipe this way, you kind of have like all these like different shortcuts. I honestly don't use this that often. It just has like a calendar up here, some like apps. I'm assuming these are the apps that I like use the most often. You have maps, some Etsy, batteries, all that sort of stuff, and you have the option to edit it down here. Yeah, we're not gonna really go into this all that much. Oh, and there's a search thing up here because I honestly do not ever go over here. I mainly just stick to my home screen and go through my folders and get to my apps that way and stuff like that. So yeah, let me zoom in so you can see, you know, like a better view of everything on my phone, and then we will go into each of my folders. All right, so here is an up close of my home screen. So yeah, now let's move on to my folders. So as you can see, I have 8 different folders, and I have them organized depending on what the apps are and things like that. So my first folder up here is social, and as you can see, it is all of my social networking accounts. So I have Facebook, GroupMe, which is like what I use for my social marketing job. We have a group text in there, so I just keep that with social networking since it is like a social marketing job. I have my Instagram, my Facebook Messenger, Pinterest, Snapchat, and Twitter. Honestly, if you want to follow me on any of my social networking sites, they're all of the ones that I have available for you guys. They are all under in the description box underneath all of my videos. But like I've said in, I feel like a lot of my most recent videos, is definitely follow me on Instagram, because Instagram is the social networking site that I use the most often. I'm pretty much posting on there daily, and I'm on there constantly, so definitely follow me on Instagram. I honestly do not use Snapchat and Twitter all that much. Same with Pinterest and Facebook. This Facebook app is for like my personal Facebook, which I don't have made available to you guys, but honestly, you're not missing out much when it comes to my Facebook account, because I really don't use it. The only reason why I made my Facebook account in the first place was to like keep in touch with family that I don't see that often or don't really live near me. So yeah, I really don't use Facebook that often. If I use it, it's like to like scroll through maybe a few times a week and look at memes and stuff like that. So yeah, so that's everything that I have in my social folder. The next folder is titled E and YT, and that stands for Etsy and YouTube. So those are the apps that I use, obviously, for my Etsy shop and my YouTube channel, so I will go ahead and open that up. So I have my Sell on Etsy app. I do have the regular Etsy app on my phone as well, which you will see once we get to the other folders. But this Etsy app is specifically for if you have an Etsy shop. So you can see like all your listings, you can get, use your conversations or see conversations with other people, orders, completed orders, incomplete orders, everything to deal with your Etsy shop will be in this app. So yeah, that's why I like to have both like the regular Etsy app to kind of do like shopping on or whatever it may be, and then have this app separately so I can just deal with my Etsy shop. I also have my Facebook page, and this is for my Facebook page that I haven't made available to you guys, which is, again, the Facebook page that I have linked under all of my YouTube videos in the description box. So if you do use Facebook most often and you want to follow me, definitely go down in the description box and follow me on my Facebook page. The only reason why I have this app downloaded on my phone is because the regular Facebook app does not let me respond to messages from people that have messaged me on my Facebook pages. Really weird, but that's pretty much why the only reason why I have this app is so if someone were to message me, I can reply you know, really quickly to them through this app. And then of course I have my YouTube app. The next folder is titled Extra Apps, and that's kind of similar to my like miscellaneous folder down here. It's just kind of like extra apps where I didn't really know where to put them. But I guess the only difference between the extra apps and the miscellaneous apps is I use the extra apps the most often, and the miscellaneous apps are ones that I really don't use, but I also don't want to like fully delete from my phone, if that makes any sense. So let's go ahead and look in the extra apps folder, and this is the folder where I have most of my apps. So as you can see, these are all the apps that I have in this extra folder. So we're just going to go through each of these apps really quickly since there are a lot of them. So first we have activity, and that is for my Apple Watch, obviously to get like information about my activity. Next is the Bitmoji, which I'm sure we all know what Bitmoji is. Next is Canva, and that is a like photo editing app. I have a few of those. I have Canva. Let's see. I have Layout, Instagram Layout. I have Pixar, which I use a lot, and then I also have Unfold and Word Swag. Those are all photo editing apps that I use for photo editing to post on my Instagram story. So yeah, that's what all those are. I also have Clips and iMovie. Those both came on this phone when I got it, and I haven't used them yet, but I just thought I would keep them on here just in case, especially iMovie. That's what I use to edit my YouTube videos on my laptop, so I don't know, I just thought I would keep them on there just in case. ColorNote is just a note app. That's just the app that I've used for years, and obviously where I keep all of my notes. I don't know why, I've just always used that app, and I've never been known to like use like the notes that come on my phone, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I really like that, and it's like all color coded. Like you can make, let's see, maybe I'll just pull it up. So as you can see, they're all color coded depending on like what the notes are. Next is contacts. I just keep in here. I feel like I could honestly probably get rid of that or move it to miscellaneous because I really don't use that app. If I need to get to a contact, I'll just go to my phone and get to it that way. But yeah, anyways, same with files. This honestly just popped up on my phone last night after I did an update on my phone. So yeah, I don't know if I really need that either. But anyways, next is my Google Drive, which I use a lot for school and just for like personal reasons for my social marketing job, things like that. So I just downloaded that not too long ago because if I don't have my computer computer near me, I can just go on that app and it's just a lot easier to get to any documents that I have and stuff like that. Next is iHeartRadio, which I'm sure we all know what that is, just like a radio music app. I also have Pandora on here as well, which I use a ton of. Next is Mail, which is obviously just my emails. We have Maps. This is a nursing app that I downloaded a couple months ago, I'm pretty sure. If you guys don't know, I am in nursing school. I'm almost done. I will be done in April. So I downloaded this app to start, like, you know, doing practice questions and studying for the NCLEX, which is the licensure exam I will have to take once I graduate. I honestly don't use it too much, so I should probably get on myself to study a little bit more. There's Safari. We all know what that is, internet. Now, ThinkUp is an app that I actually just downloaded like a day or two ago. I have not used it yet, so I feel like I can't even give too much information about it. I just heard a girl talking about it, how like it really helped her with like self-confidence and just kind of help you with positive thinking and things like that. So I decided to download it, but yeah, I haven't used it quite yet. Next we have Quizlet, which is the website and or app that I use for studying. That's where I make all my flashcards on for school. I just love Quizlet. The reason why Quizlet works better for me than writing out my own flashcards is, one, I can type a lot faster than I can write, and it's a lot easier on my hands. Like, I'm not a big fan of writing. I would rather type. So that's one reason. But also Quizlet not only has like a flashcard mode, but you can play games and do like practice tests on there. And for me, that has really helped me study any sort of subject. So I definitely recommend Quizlet if you're a student. You can make an account. It's free to use. App is free as well, so I absolutely love it. And then lastly is my Apple Watch app, which is obviously for my Apple Watch. The next folder that I have is stores. So those are all of the apps that I would consider as stores. So to open this up, I have Amazon, Etsy, Poshmark, App Store, and then I also have my banking app, which I'm covering with my thumb. I apologize for my nails, by the way. They are still so torn up from having acrylics on them from over the summer. So bad. I apologize. But anyways, so yeah, I feel like I don't really have to go into that much detail with this folder. I'm sure you guys know what these apps are and use them a ton yourself, so we're just going to move on to the next folder. So the next folder is photos, which is super simple. This is just where I keep my photos and my camera. The next folder is tools. In tools, I just have my calculator, clock, and calendar. And then I also have this measuring app. I think my fiance was playing with it a couple nights ago, or maybe it was last week actually. And he was just kind of playing around with it, and he said it wasn't very accurate. So, I mean, I don't know if I'm ever gonna use it. I don't know. It came on my phone when I bought it, and I thought it would come in handy in some sort of way, so I decided to keep it, but I don't really know how accurate it is. I could probably get rid of it, because, like, honestly, when am I actually gonna measure something? Probably never. Next is my games folder, which I honestly have not played any games in so long. It's so weird. I used to be so into games on my phone, and I used to play games on my phone all the time. But I don't know, I'm honestly kind of over it, and I honestly don't even have time to play games. So yeah, these are just some of the games that I have on my phone. Bubble Witch 2, Candy Crush Saga, Candy Crush, and Cookie Jam. Candy Crush Saga, Candy Crush, and Cookie Jam are all pretty similar. I'm sure we are all familiar with Candy Crush Saga. So if you played that, you would know how to play these two games as well. Bubble Witch 2, is very similar to another game that was popular like years back. I can't remember the name of it. I used to play it all the time, but yeah, you just have to like match up the bubbles to get rid of them, and you only have a certain amount of moves to do it. Next is Emoji Blitz, which I love. It is a Disney game. This is probably the one game that I play the most out of all of these games that I have in here. It's just a lot of fun. And lastly is Episodes, which is another one of the games that I probably play the most out of all of these. It's just basically like a story app, and it's very interactive, so you can like play a character and you can choose like you know, what you do, what you say, and obviously what you choose affects the story. So I really like that game as well. And last but not least is our Miscellaneous app, which again, like I said, these are apps that I don't really want to get rid of off my phone, but I don't use them at all, really. So I have Find iPhone, Health, Music, VIP Access, and Wallet. Apple Music, I think in the future I will use more of that. I just don't have like extra money to be spending on it. But I really do like Apple Music. I think it is definitely worth it. I think it's only like $10 a month and you get like a discount if you're a student or something like that. And, you know, with that subscription, you can look up like any album, any song, you can download them for free. All that, well, I mean, it's not for free. You have to pay your subscription every month, but I think that's a pretty good deal for only $10 a month, basically, and you can get like any and every song out there. So yeah, even though I'm not using it too much right now, I feel like I'll definitely be using that more in the future. VIP access is really like nothing I feel like you guys would need to know. That's just something that I've had to use for school. So yeah, once I'm like completely done with school, I'm just gonna get that off my phone because I really don't use it other than like once a year. So yeah, those are everything that I have in my miscellaneous folder, and that is everything that I have on my iPhone. Alright guys, I feel like I went through that super quick, but that's basically everything that I have on my phone. That's how I have everything organized when it comes to my apps and my folders. If you have any other questions, definitely feel free to ask me in the comments. But the last thing that I want to touch on in this video is just a couple controversial points, I guess you could say, when it comes to this phone. These are just some things that I heard through my research and through other people that have these phones. So the first, which I'm sure you guys have heard all about if you're iPhone users, is the no phone button. Pretty much every single research article that I pulled up or people that I have talked to, they always mention the no home button and how they absolutely hate it and it's such a pain and it's so hard to get used to and blah, 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 blah. Again, this I would say is probably gonna be, you know, depend on the person, but my personal experience, I got used to not having the home button like probably within 10 seconds of like opening my phone and playing around with it. I don't think it's a big deal. I don't miss the home button. Like, you know, I do just fine with swiping up and doing all the swiping and not having to click on anything. So yeah, again, that's gonna depend on the person, but I definitely don't think that should be a deal breaker for you updating your iPhone. Last but not least, I haven't heard this one too much, but I did hear it a few different times, so I kind of did want to touch on it, and that was the charging issues. The charging issues, I feel like mostly I heard from people that have this specific phone, but I think I have heard or read for one or two different articles that it was kind of like all over the newer iPhones, like the iPhone XS and stuff like that. So basically the issue is there was issues with the charging port. Like people would buy these phones brand new, go to charge it, and it would not charge. Now, one thing I do want to add with these new phones is they are like charging, they have the capability to like charge from those like charging pods or ports or whatever you want to call them. They're like the little charging things that you just like lay your phone on and it charges that way. You don't have to plug it in. So these phones are capable of doing that if that's what you want to use, but it obviously does have the little charging port as well that you would plug in like your headphone adapter to or your charging cable into. Me personally, I have not had any issues per se when it comes to charging my phone. I think the only issue that I have had is I went to charge my phone, I plug it in and nothing happens. It's not charging. So honestly, all I did is I unplugged it and I turned it over, plugged it in again, and it started charging immediately. So that has only happened to me probably 2 or 3 times. I don't think that's a big deal because either way I can get my phone to charge. That is something that I have noticed. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that. I don't know if that means my phone is faulty. I don't really like to think of it as because like I said, I can always get my phone to charge. But yeah, I've just noticed it with this phone. It's like you have to put it in a certain way, or like the little charging cable, it has to be facing up a certain way to like charge it. I hope that makes sense, but that's just what I have experienced with this phone. Those are the couple controversial points that I have heard through my own research, and I have heard from people that have these newer iPhones. That's just what I wanted to touch on in this video real quick. Overall, I love this phone. Again, I do have the iPhone XS Max. I have always had like smaller phones. Like I said, my previous phone was the iPhone 6S, which is smaller than this, and I love the big phone. A lot of people did tell me because because I am such a small person and I don't have that big of hands that it was probably gonna be a little too much for me, but I don't think so at all. I have no issues holding it. I have no issues like scrolling on my phone with one hand. I absolutely love it. I don't regret buying it at all, even though it was very expensive. All right, everybody, so that is it for my updated what's on my phone. I really hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And I think I covered a majority of things dealing with this phone, but if you have any other questions about this particular phone, please make sure to ask me. I would love to answer your questions to the best of my ability. So yeah, I'm gonna get going for now, but I hope you all are having a wonderful day, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, everyone.